What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. DNC Night 1 is in the books. It was all around a snooze fest through teleprompter issues, audio visual issues, unique speaker choices, and, highlighting that Biden spoke night 1. It was an empty, overall, unenthusiastic crowd. At the end of it, the chapter is done. DNC Night 1 in the books. It is in the books. Shout out to everybody watching. Drop your comments down below. Let me know where you're watching this out of. Smash the like button, and we are going to get into some positive stuff that came out of the DNC a little bit. Number one, Kamala Harris appoints an SEC chair. Kamala Harris, during the DNC, indicated her interest in appointing Gary Gensler as a chairperson for the Secretary and Exchange Committee, SEC. Gensler is known for his stringent regulatory stance when it comes to cryptocurrency. We saw that with him and FTX, which has made him kind of like a controversial figure when it comes to the financial sector. His potential appointment comes at a time when Bitcoin and other currencies are definitely under significant scrutiny. Yet, Bitcoin this week saw a notable increase. This appointment could signal more regulatory and restrictive environment when it comes to cryptocurrency, kind of aligning with Harris's broader economic strategy. A big thing that they're pushing at the DNC in general is women's prominence. Women's prominence. Shout out to all the ladies out there. The DNC predominantly featured women leaders and highlighting the significant role that women play when it comes to government. This focus was scored with Democrats and Republicans. Democrats saw that, 80% of the Democrats believe that the country would be better if more women were in office, compared to 32% of Republicans that voted. We see that coming out of the crowd. You saw that out of the crowd. They're focusing on women's votes. The convention celebrated women's contributions with speakers like Kamala Harris, and Hillary Clinton, which you see on the screen right here, who reflected on their own struggles when it comes to being in government. And they just want to catch women's votes. And you saw that in the crowd. You saw that type of people that, they're trying to resonate with is, you guys already know what type of individuals that they're trying to resonate with. They're really pushing down on the $25,000 tax credit for first-time homebuyers. Kamala Harris proposed a $25,000 tax credit for assisting first-time homebuyers, particularly targeting first-generation buyers. While, the initiative aims to make homeownership more accessible, critics kind of argue that it would lead to essentially more higher home prices, because at the end of it, they would just simply tack that at the back at the end of it. Me being in real estate, I know that if somebody's going to get a tax credit, we're going to tack it on to the loan. This proposal highlights the delicate balance between government intervention to help home buyers and the consequences that could affect the housing market more broadly. It will increase home prices. Out off the jump. Harris also, her plan, or lack thereof, proposed a plan to build 3 million affordable homes in her first year in office. This was like a main key highlight at the DNC. The initiative aims to address the home crisis by increasing availability of affordable homes. However, the plan has faced definite scrutiny for potentially limiting financial opportunities for homeowners. Affordable housing is totally based on the area and demographic that it's in. Affordable housing often comes with deed restrictions that can prevent homeowners from renting out their home or selling their home within the first few years, specifically pertaining to the tax credit that I mentioned earlier, which can hinder wealth building, passive income opportunities. While it's an ambitious plan, it's just like farts. It's just like farts. It's just air until something comes out, if you know what I'm saying. It raises questions about long-term impact on property values and economic stability moving forward. They also emphasize the tax credit. Kamala Harris proposed a $6,000 tax credit aligning with, I'm going to fast forward this because we don't necessarily want to see Hillary the entire time, but Kamala Harris proposed a $6,000 child tax credit aligning with similar proposals from J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. The initiative is part of a broader strategy to support families, particularly those with young children. The expansion of the child tax credit has been a popular topic among both Democrats and Republicans, with the goal of reducing child poverty and providing financial relief for struggling families. So I get that. Harris's proposal underscores the DNC's focus on economic policies and directly benefiting families and coming up with an actual proposal for this. So nationwide rent control was discussed during the DNC. There was a significant discussion around the possibility of implementing nationwide tax or nationwide rent control, which has been a major concern with tenants, especially in the wake of C-19. Rents have been skyrocketing all across the nation. The idea is to cap rent hikes at a certain percentage above inflation, similarly to measures that have already been taken place in California and New York. However, the details still kind of remain significantly vague in the Harris and Walz campaign. Critics argue such controls could reduce incentives to landlords to maintain and improve their properties. I 100% agree with that. Because if there's no incentive to maintain the property, you're just going to get more slumlords. And that's already an issue now in heavy metropolitan areas. Race and economic equality was a big thing at the DNC. They were centralized themes. Numerous speakers addressed this, and the convention features discussions on how race impacts poverty and income disparities, and what policies could be implemented to address these issues. The focus of race was evident from the beginning, with the DNC dictating more time to this topic in the first hour than years past. This emphasis reflects the party's commitment to address racial equality as a core issue on its platform, which is interesting. Project 2025 came up quite a bit. Project 2025 was a policy generated by the Heritage Foundation. It was a focal point and a criticism point throughout the DNC. The documents outline a series of far-right goals, including restricting the Department of Homeland Security, increasing legal immigration, and breaking up the Department of Education. Donald Trump is definitely not tied to this, and he's definitely distancing himself from this, although he does find some of the policies in Project 2025 applicable. Not all of them. It's a 90-page document, so that's just with any document, right? And we won't know what things are going to be implemented until he gets into office. Democrats at the DNC used it to highlight the potential dangers of a secondary Trump presidency. The criticism of Project 2025 served as the rally's main talking point for Democrats. framing it as a threat to the progression that the Harris and Biden administration have made up into this point, which, to be honest with you guys, it hasn't been a lot. Impeachment inquiry and Biden allegations. The DNC definitely addressed the ongoing impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden, with the House of Republicans accusing Joe Biden of influence peddling and obstruction, which there's a video that I released earlier, I think it was yesterday, regarding the allegations of him taking over $27 million from foreign investors and business dealings through the Biden family, specifically pertaining to Hunter Biden. The DNC countered these accusations by highlighting Biden's integrity and dedication to public service. I commend the guy for being in public service for over 50 years, but his policies and his implementation of the policies in which he pitched originally during his 2020 presidential run, not a lot of it has been implemented. The discussion of the impeachment inquiry at the DNC was framed as an example, as a partisan attack, with Democrats defending Biden's record and questioning motives behind the inquiry. And then the last point that I wanted to make is Kamala Harris's campaign strategy. Little to none, right? She hasn't identified who she wants to, identify with, whatever particular pronoun or person that she wants to be. Kamala Harris's campaign strategy at the DNC was heavily focused on promoting optimism and good vibes and hopeful vision for the future, very reminiscent of Barack Obama. But she's not a Barack Obama. She's not. Her campaign emphasizes unity and progress for a brighter America. Harris positioned herself as a relatable candidate, which, to be honest, she's not. She's not a relatable candidate. She's just a lot of crap. Just a lot of crap. They tried to contrast her good vibes and energy against Trump's diverse and chaotic leadership. But, unfortunately, Kamala Harris has a horrible rap sheet when she was AG in California. And she also has chaotic leadership skills. Unfortunately, 90% of her staff left the first 3 years when she was VP. And you're going to lose people when it comes to business when you're running a business. I think, in my opinion, Trump is more of a business leader and can get this country better in track than somebody who hasn't run a business, who hasn't made a bunch of, and it's not about money, but who hasn't made a bunch of money and doesn't necessarily need the position, but wants the position because he wants to see a better and brighter future for America. And that, to me, is Donald Trump. 100%. Let me know what you guys think about that. But to me, you're going to lose people when it comes to leadership. People are going to come, people are going to go. To me, Donald Trump is a higher quality and caliber of leader when it comes to running the United States, because he's running it like a business. But Harris said that she's committed to moving the country forward and building achievements based off of the Biden administration, which, again, it's not a lot. They didn't do a lot. Open borders, illegal immigrants coming in all over the place. It's crazy. It's crazy. So they're fighting for rights and opportunities for all Americans. And listen, I get that. Everybody has an opportunity to come to the United States, but they got to do it legally. And they can build a better life, but they got to do it legally. I don't think giving people driver's license and medical insurance for coming across the border is going to help any of the United States citizens that have been here in regards of our taxes and the inflation numbers. Biden, in his speech, also highlighted that inflation is lower than what it is, and migrants coming over is lower than what it is. They have one of the biggest, widest open border policies of any administration. And to me, one of the worst administrations since Jimmy Carter. Shout out, let me know. And the socialistic ideals of Kamala Harris, what she's been pitching without any backup, has been just crap. And it's very socialistic, very reminiscent to the Nixon administration, where we tried the price gouging and it reduced inflation temporarily, then boosted back up, because then there's no competitive advantage for corporations to grow, and there's no wanting to grow, and then businesses go out of business. So that's my quick 10-point recap for night one of the DNC. Let me know your guys' thoughts on all of this. All in all, it was a snooze. You guys kept me entertained. You guys kept me entertained in the chat room. The chat was lit. The chat was lit. You guys were cracking me up. But drop your comments down below. There's my 10 points. Try to keep it kind of, but you know how it is. You guys know how we roll on this channel. So drop your comments down below. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. And other than that, I will catch you on the next one.